Okay, I left that for the stand for the phone, so I'm just going to.
I've said, I've said something. Yeah, hearing me?
Hello, Joseph, Patricia. Hello.
Yes, I can get you.
Hello.
I'm getting you. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, me, I am getting you clear.
You're getting me?
Yes.
Okay. Papa? Papa? Sorry, very sure today I'm used, but just see what you see. Don't you have a black marker? Not a black marker. We 4 people like this. Not this one. How is everyone? Yeah, fine. Okay. I'm happy and honored to be here. Okay, so What's the period? What's the duration? 1 hour 15. Okay. Okay, then I'll request that we kneel down and pray. We are praying. God Almighty, we thank you for this wonderful day that you've given unto us. We gather once more in your presence. We ask that you be amid us as we open this camp. Help us, O God, to learn from you what we ought to learn in these trying times and troublesome times we're living in. Help us to understand the times we're living in and what we ought to do. Share the information that is necessary or important that can help us at this particular time. We ask for your presence that you be with us now forevermore. Amen.
You are muted. We can't hear you.
Yes. You can hear me now? George,
Yes,
I presume that was
yes,
George. You can hear me?
yes, we can hear you now.
How about what I've written? Have you seen?
No, no, no.
Okay, you won't see. You can't see. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to request we open our Bibles, that is Revelation 14. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, I didn't see. Yes, give me the verse. I've said Revelation 14. The parent Joe's message. Give me the verse. Okay. So I'll read. And I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on earth, and to every nation, kindred, and tongue, and people. Saying with a loud voice, Fear God, and give him glory, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Okay, so we're going to read something from this. Can somebody read for us? Susan, you're welcome. Where's guys? If you, then I'll be writing from somewhere here, down. And yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, has somebody found that first the request? We have our phones. Okay, I'll read. God has always given men warning of coming judgment. Those who had faith in his message for their time and who acted out their faith in obedience to his commandments escaped the judgments that fell upon the disobedient and unbelieving. I'll go a bit further. The word came to Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen. Noah obeyed and was saved. The message came to Lot, up, get you out of the place, for the Lord will destroy this city. Yeah, so those are examples. Let me just go a little bit further. Lot placed himself under the guardianship of the heavenly messengers and was saved. So Christ's disciples were given warning of the destruction of Jerusalem. Those who watched for the sign of the coming ruin and fled from the city escaped the destruction. So now we are given warning of Christ's coming, second coming, and of the destruction to fall upon the world. Those who heed the warning will be saved. So what are we getting from there? Hi, you're welcome. What have we got there from that reading? Yes.
The first sentence says, God gives like warnings before the judgment comes, meaning if judgment is coming, before it actually comes, God will warn that the judgment is coming.
Okay.
Yeah. What they can say, that warning is designed for you to escape the coming judgment.
Yeah, then there's something else that I got. Who is warned? Who is given that warning? You want to say something? The warning is given to men. Or okay, there's something I'm looking for particular. Yes.
The people who receive this message, who had faith in the message,
Mhm.
who act upon commandments, they are the ones that escape the judgment.
Yes, so these are obedient people. Like that is what I'm getting from here. The warning, it's intended for who? Like, is okay, let me ask it. Is the warning meant for everyone? Let's take for example the destruction of Jerusalem. That warning about the destruction, who was it meant for to warn? Was it everyone? Yes. Has he had something to say? Yes, Charity. No, just be confident. Yes.
So how was getting from this passage? Like
saying that the warning goes to everyone, and then the resolution will be. Okay. So like, okay, fine. Let's look at the disciples, the destruction of Jerusalem. When Christ was giving them a prophecy or telling them what shortly will take place. Who was Christ giving that message to? The disciples. So it was intended for a particular group, not everyone.
Yeah.
According to this reading, unless otherwise, okay, so there is something here. Those who had faith in his message for their time and acted out in their faith in obedience to his commandment escaped the judgment that fell upon the disobedient and unbelieving. So, what I'm hearing here, there is a message that comes to everyone, and then there are those that will receive. When they receive that message, and then they follow, in short, they're obedient. So when there's something that will follow after, who is going to receive that message? Or let's talk about just like Christ and the disciples. We talk about just people, just let's say the Jews in ancient time. Did they see Christ as the expected or the awaited Savior? But there are people that saw that and followed him and began to learn with Christ. And then when the time came for Christ to leave and give the warning, and then where was the warning when he was talking about the distraction when he said, no stone will be left after, like on that building? Where was that given? Was it in public domain or when he had the disciples? Yes. Okay. So meaning, these warnings, even if you are to give to those others, they won't believe them. So there is a message, the audience or the intended people to receive these warnings. These are the obedient people who followed, who received the first one. Message accepted, they started living in that message. So when there's something that is about to take place, they will be warned. That sounds okay with everyone here? Okay. Yes. You are allowed. Yes, just a moment before you come in. So those online, if you've got a question, you've got something that you want to add, you can just unmute then share your thoughts. You can go ahead.
Okay. So from what I'm getting, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Like that warning is primarily given to a certain group of people, or maybe those that maybe in this passage we might say no one. Maybe that warning is given to no one. Yeah. Whether now no one was completely hear that, but it's given to no one. So now my question is, what judgment? Is it God's will that to warn everyone? Like if we are 8 billion,
Yes.
I don't know how many were the time of God's will warn the 8. Or maybe God will say, oh, just one.
A group of people who I want. I think before I come in, anyone? Online, we've heard Russell's question. So, anyone? Yes,
No, we didn't get them.
you didn't get them. Just a moment. Russell, now what can I do? I'm the way.
Hello, are you getting me?
Gertrude, are you?
Yes,
Everyone online.
Yeah,
Hello,
we can hear you.
yes, I can hear you. You can go ahead.
So my question is it God's will to, like we are 8 billion right now. Is it God's will to warn the 8 billion about the coming judgment, or God will just chooses like few people to warn? Yeah, yeah, and maybe due to some limitation, you know, like oh God, the way we should warn the 8 billion. That's my question.
Yes, you can go on. Just a minute.
I think if you go to Noah's Ark, it was a warning to all those who lived in Noah's area who could see him build the ark. But a few people entered. I think if you're coming to our time, it's the same scenario where we can see these institutions being built. For example, we can see the Senate Kingdom being built. The whole world can see. I don't know how I'm going to link it to the whole world can see the structure that's being built. It's ugliness, and they have to long for an eternity. That's what I think.
The last part you said what?
They have to long for an alternative, because what they see being built is, for example, Trump and his America. That's
Yes.
what the world sees.
Mm.
But when it's Noah's, it's like they're talking of the internal of this movement.
Mm.
So I don't know if the whole world can see the work that's being built in this institution, but what they can see is the external institutions that are being set up.
Yes. Charity. Okay. Just a moment. There, online, you're getting what these people here are saying? Yes, charity.
Are you getting what these people are saying?
Gertrude.
The mic is far.
Are you
The
getting
mic is far.
Okay, so Russia will be the one who will be amplifying.
I think it's possible to
Mm. Mhm. Yes.
Whilst I say that as well, I think there's dynamics, because we can get into intricacies, like there are people who stay somewhere where they can't have access to information like everyone else. How does that play out? Because that's kind of what we were asking ourselves. Say if everyone of the 8 billion is going to be working.
So okay, let's say this is a group of people here. The target audience. So who is the target audience?
Regina,
Eh?
Teacher,
Ashan?
we are not getting them clearly. Kindly be giving them mic so that na ifuta mfufubaliana, because we're just hearing you people.
Well, we've given them. Patricia is okay. How about continue? Continue. Let's see, Patricia. Yeah.
So I just think the warning goes out, and then there's a response. Those that believe in that message, those that have faith, those that are obedient, they are the ones that escape the judgment.
So you've heard that, Patricia?
I can just hear that there's someone who is saying something, but I can't get what the person is saying clearly.
They can hear that somebody is speaking, but they can't make out what you're saying. So you need to put it, I'm sure. What?
You need to put it.
So, no, they've spoken of a lot of things. I can. Okay. So, a charity, and we'll just confirm if what I'm saying is. Okay, so what Charity was saying is that the message is intended for everyone, correct? And then what was the other part you said?
I think everyone is to be judged. Everyone is to be judged. The one who does just
Okay. 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 Yes, yes. So Charity is saying judgment is for everyone. So if it's like that, then the warning must be intended for everyone. To be unfair, if just a group are given the warning and then others are not, then they are judged. And then what did you say just then?
I think I'm changing a bit in my mind.
Okay.
So
Our destiny is changing. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. Yes, you use the phones.
It will pick up everything.
I'm seeing slightly different to charity because there's a warning that a judgment is coming. And then there are people who obey and listen. So those are not part of the judgment. They're not going to be judged.
Okay. So Talawa Mpapatala. Just a moment. A question.
So the judgment is for those who are disobedient. Huh? Judgment is, I give you a warning that
Just a moment. Those online, you are hearing this conversation, correct?
Yeah, we can get them.
Okay. You can go ahead. Take away the phone. You can go ahead, Justin.
judgment in this context is the result of not obeying. You are going to be, I don't know what the judgment looks like, but the judgment is going to fall upon you. It's saying that God is always given anyone.
Everyone is judged, either good and things like that. We are judged based on our works. Who have our rewards at the end of the day. I think. Yes.
Okay. I asked that question me personally. I hope they are getting it. Because if you look at the statistics of the population during the time of Noah, yeah, you know, you can do calculations there based on how they were living there in dollars. There is a statistic of the population of back then.
Just a moment. I've just realized something.
Yeah.
Let's forget that question. It's driving me somewhere else. That's what I've discovered after listening. Yeah, I'm just being. So we'll address it or we'll look at it, but that is not the direction I'm taking this study. Yeah, so yeah, I'll try to incorporate that and see how we can. Yes. And so So what we're learning here is that before the judgment comes, there is a warning that comes, okay? So now let's do a little bit of exercise. We'll get back to this quotation. So in Revelation 14, what? We are given a scenario, or we are open to a situation of there is a message that is coming or going to the people, warning them. We call it the three angels message, correct? Yeah, so what is the intention of, or what is the purpose of the three angels message? Okay, let's do something. It's about the warning of a coming judgment, correct? Yeah, so there is that warning that's going to be given. So when we go to Revelation chapter 1, you can open our Bibles there. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servant things which must shortly come to pass. And this sentence signified by his angel unto his servant John. So the book of Revelation is what? It's opening up of something, a revelation about who? About Jesus Christ. And then it's given to give the warning of the things that will shortly do what? Come to pass. I'll go on reading. Who bear record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ and of all the things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the word of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. So, John is given a revelation of things that will shortly come to pass. So he's recording what he saw and things like that. And then they go to say, John, that is John, to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you and peace from him which is, and which was, and which is to come, from the 7 spirits which are before his throne. So what are we getting from here? Who are the audience of John? This writing is intended for who? So there is a revelation of Christ. This is given to John to share with who? 7 churches. Of things that will shortly do what? So my question is, why was this message given to give to the 7 churches? Why not to everyone? Okay. Yes. Yes. We are discussing. Yes. So all answers are okay.
I think because they are custodians of the world,
The custodians.
it's like an example, it can be like actually be a custodian for everything that pertains. Or maybe they are in a covenant before. So they will be given that information, yeah, to help them. Yeah, and because it's them who even have that building up.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay. Anyone else? What are your thoughts? 'Guys, Why? Why did John, why was this for the target audience, the 7 churches? Why? Yes. Why? Because they were told that. Yeah, like in the scripture they'll say, blessed is he that readeth and them that hear the word of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written in, for the time is at hand. Okay? So the time is at hand, and then there's a what? A warning or a prophecy that has to be given of things that will shortly do what? Come to pass. And the target audience is who? The 7 churches. Why?
Because they were
Okay. Okay. What about the rest? Okay, yeah, yes. Okay, before you come in, yeah.
Hello?
Just a moment to get.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello, who is Joseph? Yes, Joseph. But Kaisa was on the floor, so I was just waiting for him to finish, then we'll come to you. Is that okay? Or you're not hearing us?
Posted something there. I'm saying I posted
I beg your
something
pardon, you said
now.
what?
I posted something. I just want to add to that which I've posted in the chat.
Oh, yeah, it's very difficult. Okay, okay. So then it would be nice if you're going to explain what you posted and then you share, because it's very difficult to be
Not
checking what's there.
not explaining.
Yes.
I proceed.
Okay. That's how we're going to read it, which is posted then first. Okay. Okay, so Joe is saying, according to Hosea, God reveals secrets to his servant, then the audience, so it's ending there.
Yeah, I
So
wanted
that
to
is what
finish that because I didn't finish.
Okay. You can go ahead. We'll get back to you guys.
Boy,
You, Joe.
yes, I'm saying
Yes.
now. According to the gospel order, in addition to what Hosea says, according to the gospel order, first to the church, then the church is the one now, or the custodian now, to take that message now to the general public. Yeah, so that's the order of the gospel which we have learned. First to the church. If the church receives that message, then God sends the church to the rest of the world. Am I
Okay.
clear?
So yes, we've heard. Unless you want. Okay. So Joe is saying gospel order. Yeah. Before he interrupted, you were saying something. You also said something about gospel order and things like that.
About the God cannot just bypass the change or those people who present for ghost workers, but first goes to those people who present the gospel. those people, they become instruments for taking an example, even when God is forming a movement, it starts with the reformer, and then the reformer takes the message.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the answer shared. Okay, so they say the reason that John is communicating, or the his target audience are the 7 churches. It's gospel order in short. At the end of the day, that is what they're saying. So at the end of the day, what was this preparation? What was the intended purpose? What was it supposed to achieve when it's given to the 7 churches? Don't whisper. My question is, when the revelation was given to the 7 churches, what was the purpose, or what was, when it's given, when they know, then what? What was it meant to achieve? What was the intended purpose that they give them this? Yes, Christina, and Kaiser.
We skip the job.
Okay, Kaiser.
Very much in the fully prepared because the things.
Okay. So before, how about, so what do we learn from Revelation? The book of Revelation, it's teaching us what? It's about what? Kingdoms of what? Of the earth. Right? What we thought, it's thought, we're looking at the rising of kingdoms. The kingdoms of eight there. That is, we are learning of what is going to shortly take place. So that these things, when you look at Revelation, let me go. When you look at Revelation, it's different from the way it's like the New Testament. These other books they are written. It's different. Let's do a little bit of exercise. We see that we'll just look at. So when we go to let me try and use this side. So the New Testament was made, was got what? The next book is what? Mark, Luke, then what? That's all, right? So these books are addressing what? Correct? Isn't it? They're just focused on the life, just the what? The faith, the ministry, and many other things. So from there, when we got from Romans to, let me tell you, not Acts, sorry. What is this addressing? What is it telling? Okay, let's see. Acts of Apostles, what is happening there? Eh? Acts of Apostles. Acts of the Apostles. When you're reading Acts, book of Acts, sorry. Book of Acts, what is it all about? The work of who? Okay, then when we go to Romans, what is that all about? So Romans, Okay.
So Romans, was that?
So Romans, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians, all these that we can list to Jude. I'm seeing these are just the one, the apostles. So it's like this. You have to draw a line, something like okay. Then you divide this. So here we've got the 4 books. This is the right history of what? Christ. And then when we come here from Acts to what? Jude. This is about what? The apostles. And then when we come here, Revelation is about that. You see, what is discussing? Eh? Eh? Kingdoms of it. So see, this is about which is focused entirely on the ministry of Christ and faith and things like that. Then here is focused on the acts, on the the apostles. Then when we come to Revelation, yes.
From the introduction, they are being told that write this thing because the time is at hand. Meaning this book, whatever is in there, is for the people who are different.
So when we bring this here, we do something more. This is the book of Revelation, okay? So this is different.
Maybe if I ask the question, what is the time is at hand? When we say the time,
This depending on the ways of the person.
because they are in the same, talk about the
Let's go to Revelation. I hope you are with us there. And if you are not seeing what we are writing here, we'll share the board with you. Yes.
Revelation 1, is it verse of the time?
Yes, I think it's true. So blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Yes, we have the time is at hand. Then in verse 7,
behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindred of the age shall well because of him. Even so, amen.
and that one is it the second chapter? Okay, like the second chapter. Then 22, verse 14.
22, go to chapter 22.
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 14.
It's verse 14. People
14 is saying, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to it.
It's still not the same with this book.
It's 10. And he said unto me, seal not the saying of the purpose of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. Yeah, it goes on and things like that.
So it makes that emphasis that, but it starts with this is the book because the time is at hand. Then it ends also with the saying that don't seal this book because the time is
At hand.
is at hand.
So
meaning they take it like those ones they are addressing not the apostles, Christ, but the revelation to me we address those ones who are saying, who are living at that time is a time. Whatever that means,
Okay.
time is a time.
Okay, so then I'll bring in something to add on to your one. When we didn't bring, so we said that Daniel in Revelation, they are the same books, right? This one is a closed book. This one is an open book. So Daniel is taught what? Here we're taught to do what? Not to seal. Daniel is taught to do what? To seal. Why? We've read that one. Because what? Let's read there. Give us. Let's go and read there. That's what in chapter 4, 7, 10. The verse that you give me, let's find it. 9. And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. So, before the time of the end, what is happening? The book is what? Shut. And then here they are told, you need to keep the what? The book open. Because we're in the time of the end. And then, so this revelation is different from how these books are written, because this is what? These are people who are living in the, how do you call it? Which one should I use? In the time. Yes. Yes.
How do you?
How do you do? That's the moment. Yeah, like you've seen here, what is happening here? I thought that they do it. They close the book. We believe this and this book and this Daniel and Revelation, they are what? One is closed, the other one is what? Open. Okay? So here Daniel is told that close this book for the time what? You're not yet there. So these things that Daniel is told to close up, they'll make the book is, let me say, maybe, and let me not use that word. And before I say anything, you can see what is playing here.
Okay.
Yes.
What I'm getting is, to correct, in Daniel, Daniel is told seal up to the time of the end.
Yes.
Then John, and we first you need to have that mind that they are talking about the same things going different ways.
Yes.
So if the Revelation is saying, don't seal.
Yes.
Meaning, and it says the time is a time. Meaning, Revelation, meaning it's at the time of the end when that instruction is given, don't seal.
Yes.
And when in Daniel, it's sealed until. So even in Daniel, when we reach the time of the end, it's until. When you go to Revelation, they say don't seal, meaning that's a time of. Is that?
Yes.
No.
Yes. To unseal. Or what it's telling us. It's not saying, it's not right, it's not using the word unseal. It's saying don't open, I don't want. So it's saying, oh, you want the best. Oh, okay. So that is what we are saying how, so we are saying this is addressing what? The histories and things, what is happening in short. And then Revelation is something else. It's different from how these things are written. We're in the time of the end, and it's going to address things that they need to understand as soon as possible, because those things are doing what? They are happening. And why do they need to understand? Where we began from, and why do they need to understand? There's something that is what? Coming. And before that comes, they need to be what? Well equipped and prepared. So, for some time, I was so confused. What is the gospel? What is the purpose of the gospel? What is the intention and things like that? I was very confused. What are we supposed to learn in this particular time? I was so confused. So I began to try to understand. Yeah, we use Revelation 14, the 3 angels and things like that. We put on the line the time of the end, we can see the works of what? These angels. So at the end of the day, I was like, oh, okay, then what we are dealing with and what we're learning is about the works of the angels. An angel has got a message and things like that. So Revelation, then when you look at that, dealing with these things that are happening, oh, okay. So, but my questions, I was still stuck. What are we supposed to be learning? So I was under this, remember that line of restoration? Something like this. This was what? Dealing with sexism, why? Different, what you can different, right? Sexism or gender. So, me, I was just under the impression, since now we are here, so everything that we'll be learning about it has to do with what? Is that correct? Is that the correct way of thinking? Okay, so me, I was like, okay, the theme that was dealing with things according to this, like, it's just gender. So I have to learn about gender. These things have been addressed. It was like, okay, fine, then if not this, then what are we supposed to learn? Then I was told, no, you have to learn the gospel. Then I was like, what is the gospel? What is the gospel? Any thoughts? What's the gospel? So I began to look into this. What is the gospel? Not this, then what are we supposed to learn? When somebody told me I have to learn the whole gospel. Oh, okay. Then what is the whole gospel? Any thoughts? What is the gospel? Go ahead. Yes.
Ellen White, okay. Ellen White says, first, that word everlasting means that gospel is what we speak from the beginning.
And when is the beginning?
Genesis.
Genesis.
And that's what we see also at the end. Meaning, the whole Bible is actually a book which then also, if now we just the definition about the everlasting gospel, yeah, we might say, oh, it is prophecy. Just like Genesis 3:16 is prophecy, and Revelation 14, those angels, that is prophecy. And now the question, what is prophet? Prophecy will be the illumination of the nations which are leading to the end of the world. Is it that
Something, I was getting close to something, but
which are the end of the world? And I think that is where we differ a bit with. I don't know right now Adventists. I think you can Adventists when you talk about the gospel, needs to have to do with price, then for you, and all that, you know. But you talk of 1989 just as an event, 538, you start talking about 2001, they don't think that's the gospel. Yeah.
This was Daniel 1. This was Daniel 12:9. This one is Revelation 22. What?
Yes.
Yes, you can continue. I just wanted to put that on the board.
So I mentioned 2 books. One, the whole Bible is contained with the everlasting gospel. Then number 2, if you have to define what the gospel is important. Yeah. I know there is that one within the movement we say it's a three-step process, which is correct. But I would say it's prophecy. Yeah. Prophecy is it's a gospel.
Gospel is prophecy.
Yes.
Okay.
Then when you go further to say what is prophecy, then I don't know what to say is delineation of events leading down to the close of existence. Like,
So you said something like gospel, just something related to prophecy.
it's,
Then
and prophecy,
events.
yes, it's events, and those events they are within a context. They are leading
Events leading to the
end of the
let's
world.
Okay, it's nice.
So they are leading the end of the world. So that is prophet, and with all that is part of the everlasting.
And then you said the gospel from Genesis. That's what they do.
Yes, I mentioned that. Like, everlasting meaning.
That is why we can get the beginning of the gospel from there.
Yeah. So now my comment was it that part of the definition of the gospel. If you define the gospel as prophecy, then prophecy as events, then what you are saying in one aspect, the gospel equals to events to the one.
Like was of the world.
And now, like, who can accept that definition? Like, humanity can take the gospel, like it's events. Yeah, that is one aspect. Yeah, so why I mentioned that because when the book of Revelation they are saying, don't seal this. And if we go and look the contents of this, the things that were sealed in Daniel, what are you going to see? It's the events.
They are events.
Yes.
Like they are showing the kingdom, the rise and fall kingdom on earth. And then God is going to establish, like at the end of when they run their course, then God is going to establish their kingdom.
Yes.
We were following. Okay. So now, I had that similar thought when it comes to the gospel. Like the gospel is like the creation. The gospel comes into play. Correct me. I don't really know everything, but this is a graph I thought. The gospel comes into play after what? The fall of man. Okay? When God, with the creation, after they created everything, what we are seeing now, it wasn't the intended, or like we've been learning, like, who is man, or like not man, let me use the term of human beings. Who are they? They are God's counterparts. If you remember those lessons with Elder Paminda, in the counterpart, what did we get at the end of those studies? Who is a counterpart? Whispering. People want to hear you here. Who is a counterpart? What did we learn? Human beings, the counterpart of what? Those studies, if you remember, there was a conclusion, and what did we learn from that? Where counterpart is? Huh? Okay. Okay. So it's something like this. So I'm going to explain what this means. And then another. These are the kind of things that, so like I'll say, and then this one is plan B. I forget this. Plan B, but things have to go on. So when they created the original plan is that what? They create this earth with these counterparts. They what? They develop it and things like that. They were given us a probationary period. But something happens along the way. They are derailed from that what? Plan. They enact plan B, which is what? The redemption part or the gospel or things like whatsoever we may call it. Plan B. But the question, does that mean the original plan, when they derailed, they just forsook it? There's nothing happening with that?
Can you explain further the original plan?
Yes, so the original plan, from my gathering of my research, is that they've created an earth, okay? And then this earth, they put these human beings. They work it and things like that. These are God's counterparts. They work hand in hand. They develop just like God is a creator. They do everything. They establish it. God puts the foundation, and then they have to do what? They have to continue from there. Okay? And then they were going to continue, and then what do we learn about when the probationary period, when that was over something, they were supposed to be elevated to a different level. But that didn't happen. Okay? Something bad happened along the way. So that was their purpose. They've got this counterpart. But these things have happened that were not intended to. They make plan B. Okay? So plan B is like that, and this is what we are seeing, what is happening. But did they forsake that plan? They didn't. Is that plan still inactive?
No,
Okay?
it is not inactive. In short, there is a creation towards the
There's what?
recreation,
There is recreation. Okay?
which is intended to go to the original plan.
We are here in Kaiser online, I presume. Okay. Anybody else? But you got what I was explaining. So what are your thoughts? So the guys are assured with his thoughts. You can go if you've got something more to add.
I see plan B is also another way to the original or the original plan in a teaching.
So the new plan is the old plan. That's what you're saying. You get what guys are saying? The new plan is the old plan. It just looks different, but it's just the same plan. Okay. Yes,
I think, yeah, it's why the,
okay. So Eden to Eden line, what do we learn from that? The restoration? I like what you say. Yes. Okay. So, guys have said the new plan is the old plan. And then guys, cheers. Yes, that's what I'm going to learn. So cheers are saying that we are working towards that. That's the reason we've got the line of Eden, Eden to Eden. In short, the line of restoration. Any thoughts from anybody online and here? Hmm?
I think we are just going back to the original plan, just look at it for the
So just like cheers, that say, okay? Okay, we'll get back to that. So, like, before we get there, if I say the gospel can mean that we are saved, would that be correct? No, people say gospel. Definitely. That's when I say gospel, can also mean that we are saved. Eh? Very simple. So, like, gospel was saying it was enacted. What was the purpose for when there was that, when they fell? Okay, there's the plan A or the original plan, if I'm to put it like that. Yes, yeah, oh, yeah, to save something like that. Would that be correct? That sounds okay with you? Just by the way, you should be telling me I may just be going on and things like that. Without even checking the time. That's the time. Yeah, we need to choose the time keeper. So how many minutes have I remained with? 10, 10,
yeah, thank you.
10:40. And what's the time then? 45. So meaning of what? 15 minutes. Okay, fine. Sorry, let me just try to collect myself. So let me just try to go back here and try to collect myself while we started from. So we're talking about the book of Revelation. There is this message, the three angels' message. They are what? They've got a message of warning of what shortly take place. Okay? And this message is intended to the first people who are receiving it, these like the gospel order, the seven churches. Then it goes to everybody else. So then we talked about why. Hey, I don't know what is it. Okay, let me just try and say something. So in last day event, we talked about, or what we read in there, it's talking about the warning going to what? To the obedient and things like that. Warning them before God does something, then they will warn them of what will shortly take place. And this is what we are seeing playing out with what? Revelation. There are things that are happening or which are about to happen. And then God is going to warn them of these events that are about to take place. And then when we go to Revelation, we look at the content. What is the content? It's talking about events that will shortly take place. We're learning about the rise and fall of kingdoms. This is what is happening, and they have to see, when they see these things at the end of the day, when these kingdoms run their course, there will be a new kingdom that is going to be established by God. So what is happening is that in Revelation, these kingdoms, they are nearing coming to an end, in other words. And the event that is about to take place is what? God establishing their kingdom. Now, before that happens, they need to do what? To warn people, so that people may be prepared of this event that is coming, or which is about to take place. When you're warned, you're prepared, and then you'll be ready to undertake whatsoever will happen, whichever course or whichever was going to happen, yeah, you're ready for that. Okay. So, and then we talked about the gospel. What is the gospel? What is this purpose and thing? When in short, the gospel has got its beginning, it began somewhere because of something that what happened. And that which happened was the fall of man. They needed that. There's a plan B. The plan B is enacted. All that. So now we'll be looking at, so it all started with this line, the line of restoration. Like, what are we going to be learning? What is actually the gospel? I was thinking it's about, because we're in this time period, we have to be learning about gender. But actually, gender or this is just a small portion or a part of the bigger picture, the events, things that are happening here. So the gospel, one of the things that will be happening, or what they'll be learning or dealing with when you go to the gospel, as you have the plan B that they've enacted, there are certain things, the ceremonies and things like pointing to the death of Christ. Whilst they're in existence, there's certain, whilst they're on it, there's certain things that are taking place or things that they are encountering or dealing with. And those things that needs to be dealt with. So the original plan, God creates a foundation for them, then they develop. They're developing that, and they also have to do another thing, that is learn who God is. They need to learn who God is, and then they learn all those. Now, in plan B, does it mean that, okay, plan A, like we are establishing, we have to learn who God is and many other things, okay? So what about in plan B? How is the learning process going to be taking place about who God is and things like that? You're seeing there is sin, there is that in there.
The original plan, here we are thinking, you would have attained that take us in slavery, for which they were probated.
Yes.
Now that they failed, God has to start. Now it will be a harsh of what the same thing.
Yes, okay. So what do you mean by harshness? Because I've got another thought.
Yeah,
I've got something. Yes.
The education is not as easy we're supposed to be things.
Okay, so how about if I say that, okay, yes, I get your point. How about if I say, whilst they're on 8, as they are learning, the learning has continued, but it's difficult. It has got many challenges, okay? Whilst we are learning, there are other things that we're encountering that are disturbing that learning process. And then those things need to be what? Addressed indeed, so that we get to understand what is going on. Okay, so I would say these things that are happening. Let me try one. These things that distractions are.
We had the one kind learning. Now, honestly, we have.
What do you mean by that?
You have to know the history actually because if you don't know it, it's stable our learning.
No, it's okay.
So we have to start learning about the enemy as well as
The enemy.
so it's a good.
Okay, so the learning which I have in mind, learning of what? And also these other things that need to be addressed. That thing that the things that sin has brought. They need to be addressed. And an example that I would give, we're learning about the events of like kingdoms and rising and falling and things like that. There are things that are happening here. In short, we're interacting with certain things that are very difficult and that needs to be addressed, that are brought by sin, and they can't be left just like that. So when we continue, we'll learn more about that. We'll continue that in the afternoon. Unless from where we started from to here, people have got questions or addition, because I have to summarize. Time has gone out. I've only remained with 6 minutes. We don't have any questions, anything to say? Okay, so.
We have. Maybe 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about the prophecy.
Okay.
How to weigh this.
Okay, so I think yeah, that's when we just began, like those I needed those short questions. Yeah, so I think those will be addressed. I just wanted to just something that we can simply handle in looking at the minutes that we've made. Yes. Okay, so if that is all, then I'm just going to give a summary, then we close. We'll continue in the afternoon. Okay, so we began by looking at Revelation 14, the everlasting gospel, that is where we read from. Then we went to last day events, that is 13.1, and we went down, talking about the warnings. Before judgment comes, God sends a warning. Then we're talking about why is it like that? Why should it be ruled? Why does God, what do they need to warn people? Then we went on to look at Revelation, like the chapter 1, chapter 1, then we picked a few verses from there. Revelation, what is it all about? It's a revelation of things that will shortly come to pass, who is its intended or target group. Then we looked at, it's a 7 churches. We talked about the gospel, and then we looked at, let's see, how is Revelation written? It's kind of written differently from these other books. We talked about, the 4 books, life history of Christ, from Acts to Jude, the life story or the history of the apostles, the Christian church. Then we looked at Revelation. it's written kind of different, and we brought it, why is it like that? We went to look at Daniel and things like that. I think this is how far we went. Yeah, so for now we'll close. The other things we'll discuss in the afternoon. Can somebody close for us in prayer? Yeah.
So there will be just 5 minutes break to stretching up. Then the second presentation by Justina will start. Yeah.
So we can leave and then join.
If you want, you can. You don't leave if you want.